Game at home. Let's get it out to Waco, and the guys calling the game, Gus Johnson, Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Rob, McLean Stadium here in Waco, Texas, as the #7 team in the nation. The Baylor Bears prepare to take on the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Hi, everybody. Gus Johnson along with my partner Charles Davis, and welcome to Central Texas. And what a year it has been for Art Briles. He has his team ranked #7, only one loss to West Virginia, and if they have any hopes of getting into that Final Four, they have to keep it moving tonight against OK State.
And as our guys in the studio, Rob, Joel, Coach, we're talking about, this team puts up points. So to impress the committee, I'm going to set the number at 60, a number they've attained plenty of times. If they get to 60 tonight, they can impress the committee and move from #7 where they are, ahead of Ohio State, who had a tough time in the first half against Indiana today, possibly ahead of TCU, who's off today, and maybe even move right into that 5 spot. I don't think they get into the 4 yet, but they'll be perfectly positioned because this team is as good as any team is in the country.
Offensively, the Baylor Bears have stars led by their strong-arm quarterback Bryce Petty. Coming up, they'll take the field against Oklahoma State. The Cowboys have won 16 of the last 18. We'll see if they can snap a 4-game skid coming up after this. And welcome back to Fox College Football, presented by K Jewelers. We're at McLean Stadium here in Waco, Texas, ready for 7th-ranked Baylor to take on Oklahoma State. Time now to join the 3rd member of our team on the sideline. Here's Molly McGrath.
Thanks, Gus. As you can tell, the rain has let up a little bit here in Waco, but there's still a threat of thunderstorms in the area. Referee Mike DeFee met with Big 12 officials before the game, and he told me that if lightning strikes within 8 miles of the stadium, the field will need to be evacuated for 30 minutes after the last strike. He also said that they'll play regulation quarters, but will consider shortening the quarters if there is a delay. As for the players on the field, Oklahoma State backup quarterback Mason Rudolph saw more time with the starters and warm-ups. Coach Mike Gundy wouldn't reveal who is starting, so we'll see, guys.
Game time decision. Thank you very much, Molly. So Coach Mike Gundy answering the current criticism around the program, including that of T. Boone Pickens. He said, hey, it's like certain things with your wife. It's not going to matter what you say, you're going to lose. On the other side, Art Briles turns 59 in 2 weeks in his 7th year, 8-1 this year, 3rd in Baylor history in career wins, trailing only Grant Taff and Morley Jennings. And what a job Coach Briles has done, longtime high school coach. Came over from the University of Houston. This series dates back to 1914. Oklahoma State and Baylor, and we're underway from Waco. Levi Norwood brings it out. Norwood, he crosses the 25 and tumbles forward and gets to the 32-yard line. And 3 things you need to know when Baylor has the ball.
Well, we start with the quarterback, Bryce Petty. He's definitely back in form. Through his slump, huge against Oklahoma last week, 18 straight completions at one point. How about Shock Linwood? They call him Little LT for LaDainian Tomlinson. Terrific balance, vision, runs with power, and he's their finisher in the 4th quarter. And for Oklahoma State, they've got to get after the quarterback to help their secondary. And Emmanuel Ogba, who leads the the Big 12 in sacks, he's their leading rush guy off the edge.
First down and 10 to the 31 for Bryce Petty. And he'll throw it on first. Looks for Shock Linwood out of the backfield. Oh, Shock dropping his shoulder and driving forward. Trey Flowers threw himself under the cherry. So Bryce Petty against Oklahoma set the Baylor record with his 14th career 300-yard game. He completed 18 straight, as you mentioned, at one time. Petty to throw, going downfield. Caught! Wow! Jerry, touchdown, 16. 65 yards. A 30-second drive for the Baylor Bears.
All the way to the outside, Jay Lee, number 4. He's working against the best cover man, number 1, Kevin Peterson. But watch the patience of Lee. As he sees he makes the adjustment to the football, Peterson went to where he thought the football was coming down. Lee went where the football actually came down. Touchdown, Baylor.
Chris Callahan with the extra point, and it's good. Jay Lee now with his 6th receiving touchdown of the season. And Baylor off to a quick start, up 7-zip early. Welcome back. 3 things you need to know when Oklahoma State has the football.
You're looking at the number 1 one right there, Tyreek Hill, a 10-1-9 sprinter, 100 meters. They've got to find some wide open spaces to get him the football. David Glidden, small but explosive as a wide receiver, 26 catches in his last 6 games. Baylor, Bryce Hager, their middle linebacker, leads the defense. Is number 1 in total defense in the Big 12. Their goal, sick 'em.
We're going to find out who's going to be in a quarterback, Dax Garman or Mason Rudolph, as Spencer Evans sends it away. Tyreek Hill comes up, and he has it taken away by his teammate, who was wrestled down. Teddy Johnson goes down. Good special teams coverage by the Bears. So who is it? Who's in at quarterback? And it looks like it's going to be Mason Rudolph. 2 games away from completing a redshirt season. He has no stats this year. He comes into the game. Mason Rudolph from Rock Hill, South Carolina, the number 5 pro-style quarterback in the nation, coming out of Northwestern High. In the South Carolina State Championship game, he led Northwestern, throwing for 488 yards and 8 touchdowns. And he throws it on first down, and it's caught by Hill. And Hill crosses the 30 up to the 31, gained 6 on the play. Your thoughts on Mason Rudolph?
He's a guy that is crafty, surprisingly athletic, smooth stroke, even though you might see a low elbow when he throws the ball. Good power and velocity when he throws it. A little bit unique, but can definitely sling it. A Ben Roethlisberger comparison is not out of question by his movement in and out of the pocket and his ability to throw the football. That's the scouting report on him. And you notice they didn't baby him on the first play. They let him come right out and throw the football.
He's 6'4", 217 pounds. Second down and 4 at the 30. Here's the pitch, and it goes to Rowland. And Rowland goes nowhere. Xavier Howard with the tackle on the right side.
And they can't afford to baby him in this ball game. If they're going to have any hopes of moving the ball against a top-ranked defense in the Big 12, they have to run their offense. They can't be in full protection mode of a true freshman making his first start. He's going to have to step up and assume the role of a number 1 quarterback, even though it's a little bit unfair to ask him to do so.
So late in the season, 3rd down and 5 at the 29 after the 1-yard loss. Here's Rudolph rolling out, throws on the run, and it's incomplete. Intended for David Glidden. That one thrown low, and Oklahoma State will have to punt it away.
See how fast Baylor is on defense, though? Already covering the passing lanes well. How quickly they got to the football on the option pitch. Wasn't even really an option on the pitch to Desmond Rowland. It's a fast, sleek defense. It's built to play against Big 12 offenses.
Levi Norwood back deep as Kim Smith stands at his own 14-yard line for his first punt of the game. Good snap. And Smith driving this one. Norwood backpedaling, and he has a fair catch inside the 20, a 51-yard punt. But here comes Mr. Petty. Bryce Petty already throwing a 65-yard touchdown. He'll have his second trip right after this. Fox College Football is sponsored by Nissan. Innovation that excites. All right, let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by Kay Jeweler.
Oklahoma State in the midst of a 4-game losing streak must play tonight with pride and purpose. They are 1 game away from bowl eligibility, and they don't like how they feel in the middle of this losing streak. For Baylor, pitch, catch, and run to finish. We've seen the pitch and catch. Bryce Petty to Jay Lee already. Fourth quarter, Shock Linwood usually is a finisher, averaging 7.5 yards a carry in the fourth quarter of games this year.
Bryce Petty's such a leader, already graduated. He's working on his master's in sports management. First down and 10, he pulls it out, throws over the middle, and he has his receiver underneath, and they keep it driving. Looks like Corey Coleman. Is it Corey Coleman? No, it was Antoine Goodley with the catch, and Goodley will pick up 26 yards on the play. First down and 10. Petty again. Far side. Intended for K.D. Cannon. Bryce Petty against Oklahoma. What a game last week.
He was sensational, 32 of 42. You mentioned the 18 straight completions. There's one misfire there.
Petty again, downfield. Looks like he has a receiver. Caught. This time it's Coleman, and another touchdown. 54 yards for Corey Coleman.
They picked on the youngster on that one, too. The true freshman, Ramon Richards, number 18. Right side of your screen all the way to the end. Runs him down, and then just goes past him. And I'm not sure if Richards at that point was thinking, do I grab him and take the penalty? But he couldn't catch him, and Coleman goes in the end zone for the 7th straight game.
Coleman, last game versus Oklahoma, 15 catches for 224. Second in Baylor history in both categories. He gets off to a blistering start. The Baylor Bears sicken him early.
As we go down the stretch here, the guy's making a push in the race for the Heisman Trophy. Marcus Mariota, maybe the leading contender out at Oregon. They won big today, I'm sure. Melvin Gordon, after 408 last week, he had his record broken today by Samaje Perine. He still put up 200 yards today. And Jameis Winston, all they do is keep winning. Found a way to win against Boston College today. Those are 3 prime contenders. And what about Trevon Boykin from TCU? Dak Prescott from Mississippi State. J.T. Barrett, second half, big today for Ohio State. And Amari Cooper for Alabama, the wide receiver. If he returned kicks or did something just a little bit else, he'd really be in that Heisman talk, because Amari Cooper's a big-time player.
All right, so Baylor, they'll kick it short, trying to keep it away from Tyreek Hill. And this ball will be returned by the upback across the 40-yard line. And this week, Charles, a new Heisman voter was given an opportunity.
And who might that be, sir?
It is I.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the ranks of the Heisman
because
voters.
of you.
That is great. It's good to have you back, sir.
I'm getting excited. First down and 10 at the 41.
Well, we're seeing an option here tonight, aren't we? And Bryce Petty throwing the football.
It's something to see so far. Mason Rudolph, the true freshman from South Carolina, gets the nod from Dax Garman. And he hands it off to Desmond Rowland with running room, and Rowland breaks free and picks up a first down. Let's go downstairs to Molly.
Thanks, Gus. Yeah, Rudolph's high school coach Kyle Richardson told me that Rudolph called him last Sunday and said that he might start this week because of Dax Garman's injury. In their conversations all week, Richardson said that Rudolph didn't express any nervousness, stressing that not much rattles the true freshman. He said that his biggest strength is making quick decisions and getting the ball to receivers quickly. Guys?
How about Molly calling the high school coach? Had to get him on the line, find out the deal. Here's Rudolph. Near side and incomplete. That ball sailing a tad high, intended for James Washington.
Having spent this season with Molly, it doesn't surprise us.
Not at all.
That she's going to get the work done. But what she talked about with the high school coach, where he said his strength is quick decisions, he's going to need those tonight. Because Phil Bennett's defense for Baylor forces you into quick decisions. But not only do you have to make quick ones, they have to be decisive and they have to be accurate. Because if they're not, Baylor will capitalize on that and take the ball in the other direction.
Second down and 10 at the 48. Rennie Childs, a deep man. And they give it to Rennie running over the left side. And we'll get back to the line of scrimmage if he's lucky. A lot of collisions over on that far side, led by the big man, Sean Oakman.
And there's Phil Bennett, the defensive coordinator, former head coach at SMU. He's coordinated top 10 defenses all across the country. He's been at Texas A&M with the Wrecking Crew. Kansas State with Coach Bill Snyder and some of their better teams. And the big man you just mentioned, Sean Oakman, the transfer from Penn State, he's starting to come along and become a complete player. Just needs to add consistency to his game.
3rd down and 10 at the 48. Rudolph in the shotgun, play fake, underneath, ball incomplete. Could have been caught. James Washington had it right in his hands, but couldn't haul it down. And Oklahoma State has to punt it again.
And what a great start there. You see the cover guy? Watch on the play the coverage. That's number 3, Tion Wright, who is starting tonight for the injured starter Ryan Reed. This is Wright's first start in the college football ranks. A junior college transfer. They weren't sure what to expect. How about that for a first big play for the first-time starter?
They said they'll try to protect him as much as they can in coverage for this game. Norwood back deep at the 10. Kip Smith sends it away. End over end kick. Norwood allows it to go over his head and into the end zone. The rain coming down in Central Texas. 10:57 to play in the first quarter. Baylor with it again. Fox College Football is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Fox Sports University is a program bringing the real world into the classroom. Baylor University is in its 2nd year participating in the program, which now spans 27 schools across the country. The winning group from Baylor's class last year included number 32, Colin Simpson, playing for Baylor's football team in tonight's game. And for more information on Colin Simpson, his group's project, and Baylor's involvement with Fox Sports U, please go to foxsportuniversity.com.
That's good stuff, and I expect Baylor to keep the hammer down right here, the way they're operating.
Here's Petty to throw on 1st down. Goes through his progression, throws a dart to Coleman. Coleman hopping, bouncing, darting, and finally goes down after he picks up 7.5, maybe 8 yards on the play. Ramon Richards with the tackle.
Yeah, if you're Baylor, you keep going at this pace. Look at this. Look at these numbers. 1:10 of possession, and look what they put up already.
Shock Linwood with a huge opening. And Shock Linwood getting up to the 35. Tackle by Ryan Simmons.
And the task for that man right now, the defense coordinator of Oklahoma State, Glenn Spencer, is to keep his guys calm, because right now they're shell-shocked.
Here's Petty on the play action fake. Near side, and is it picked off? Yes, it is. How about that? Ramon Richards steps in, gobbles it up. The freshman who gave up a touchdown now comes up with a crucial interception.
Well, how about that? Glenn Spencer's done something right, keeping his guys focused. Right here, number 18, Ramon Richards. You just mentioned it, Gus, was beaten by Corey Coleman for a touchdown on the last possession. Sees the play in front of him, drives on the football, and makes a terrific catch to end the drive for Baylor and get Oklahoma State's defense, which has been struggling, off the field and give their offense a chance in good field position.
And he's a kid that is a perfect example, which is kind of an analogy for life. You know, you make a mistake, learn from it, put it away, and play on.
And how about the way he did? Another interception for the freshman, and it came in a most timely manner for Oklahoma State.
1st down and 10. Cowboys at the Baylor 43. Here's the handoff. Rolling, running straight ahead. And he stopped by Taylor Young, who chopped him down. Desmond Rowland. Very good between the tackles. He gains a couple of yards there.
It would really be nice for Oklahoma State if they could string together a few first downs, let their defense settle down, continue to stay on the bench for a while. They got off the field. They need to give them a little bit more of a break.
I don't know, CD. I got a good feeling about Mason Rudolph, this young quarterback. He'll hand it off to Rowland. Rowland 2 more, maybe 3 on the play, as Andrew Billings comes up and makes the tackle. And if you look at Baylor this season and over the years, their defense has been vulnerable at times.
They've gotten better over time with Phil Bennett. Currently number 14 in the country in total defense, number 1 in the Big 12, and you're playing against some of the best offenses in the country. When Phil Bennett took this job, they were in the 100s in total defense and have steadily gotten better.
3rd down and 5 at the 38. Jarwin in motion. Here's Rudolph to throw it. Rudolph looking in the corner for Glidden. Got it! And he's out of bounds inside the 5. What a throw by Mason Rudolph, the freshman from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Terrell Burt knocks Glidden out of bounds after a 34-yard pickup.
Did you just say you had a good feeling about this young man? The feeling was justified. That was a perfectly thrown ball.
And here's a handoff, rolling. And he's dropped for a loss. Andrew Billings, sophomore from Waco, 6'2", 300 pounds with the tackle.
He came through there almost as if he were unblocked. That means he won very quickly at the line of scrimmage and got into the backfield. After that throw by Rudolph to Glidden, this red zone has to pay off. The 91%, that's terrific. The problem is, it's 32 possessions and only 15 touchdowns. That's not a good enough percentage to win.
Second down and goal at the 6. Rudolph, play fake, sprints out of the pocket, throws, and incomplete, ball flag. Orion Stewart knocking it down, but he may be called for interference.
Yeah, I think that he was riding the back of the receiver. Looked like number 47, Blake Jarwin.
Mike DeFee, your referee.
Pass interference. Defense, number 13. The foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. First and goal.
That's Terrell Burt.
From left to right, Jarwin crossing across the formation, and Stewart was riding him the entire time once he got to him. Good call by the officials.
First down and goal at the 2. Desmond rolling the deep back. They give it to him. Roland trying to lean forward. Bryce Hager pushes him backwards. And he'll get the ball to about the 1. And what a confidence builder this could be for Oklahoma State.
It could be huge for Oklahoma State. Massive for Mason Rudolph, the true freshman getting his first start. And a good settler for the entire team if they can get it into the end zone.
Bryce Petty looks on. Second down and goal at the 1. Roland now shifts. Roland. Submarines. Touchdown Cowboys. So Oklahoma State paying it off. The interception by Ramon Richards. A terrific throw to Glidden from Mason Rudolph, the freshman. And the Cowboys punch it in, and they're going to try to make this a 14-7 game.
Just tremendous all the way around. The defense helps pick up the offense. The offense, as you noted, pays it off with a nice drive and a touchdown. And the confidence level will jump up for Oklahoma State.
Ben Grogan in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. 7:32 to play in the first quarter. Oklahoma State, resilient. They've been struggling over the last 4, but they feel good about their chances against Baylor. I told you Oklahoma State feels good when they play Baylor. Well, last year in Stillwater, Flint Shell threw for 370, 3 touchdowns, as the Cowboys spoiled Baylor's national championship hopes by handing them their only loss in the regular season, 49-17.
Yeah, that was one I think we saw that one coming. We had Baylor the week before against Texas Tech in a real bruising game. I just wonder if they'd have enough to go to Oklahoma State, and they didn't.
Norwood bobbles it, but he'll return it starting from the 5-yard line, and he'll get to the 20. Now let's go to Greg Wolf in the studio for a Lowe's Never Stop Improving game break.
All right, guys, it's senior day in Starkville. Number 4 Mississippi State still alive for a trip to the SEC championship game. Dak Prescott shovel pass to Malcolm Johnson. 9-yard score. They missed the extra point. Bulldogs lead Vanderbilt 6-0 first quarter. Gus, Charles, back to you.
See that play Dak Prescott just ran? He wears 15 like Tebow, right? Tebow ran the heck out of that play in Florida, popping it inside to the tight end coming down the line of scrimmage instead of out wide to a back.
First down and 10 at the 21, and they'll hand it off to Chafin. Chafin over the right side. I'm going to say something, Charles. Now, I know that Coach Gundy has been under fire this year, but I tell you what, I think he's one of the most talented coaches in college football, rumored to possibly be a candidate for the Florida job. And if Oklahoma State were to let him go, it would be a
mistake. He is Oklahoma State. As you see his defense swarm the ball carrier there and bring up a third down. Played at Oklahoma State, met his wife at Oklahoma State, made his coaching career at Oklahoma State. Now he has flirted with a few jobs in recent years, or so that's what Oklahoma State would tell you. But he is talented. People recognize it. He runs offense as well as anyone in the country. There will be people who will be interested in Mike Gundy.
3rd down and 8. No gain on the last play for Bryce Petty. They need to go to the 31 for 1st down. Here's Petty over the middle. Wide open Chafin. 1st down Baylor as he gets to the 36.
They ran a ninja defense, no one with their hands in the ground. And what they did was vacate the middle. You see that? No one there. And that allowed Devin Chafin to slip out of the backfield, and Petty found him.
Now Chafin running the football over the right side. And he's ridden down at the 42, maybe the 43-yard line.
Yeah, that ninja defense, some people call it radar, some people call it ninja. No one with their hand on the ground. They're trying to move people around and confuse blocking schemes. Baylor picked it up well.
Illegal snap. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Yeah, that's the center, Kyle Fuller.
Illegal snap. Is that like that Thanksgiving turkey bowl we all played in the backyard where you fake the snap, you know? And then
let it touch the quarterback's hand?
Yeah, and then take it and run. Look at the KFC stat tracker passing yards comparison. Oklahoma State's defense, 116th in rank. And Baylor's offense, 3rd. It's a bad matchup, although Oklahoma State won on the last possession.
Now Johnny Jefferson comes in. Here's Petty running the football. And Bryce Petty, their biggest back when he elects to run it. And when we talk to Coach Riles about Petty, he feels that he is a 1st-round draft pick, and a very smart team is going to get a great quarterback when he leaves after this season.
Incredibly mature. Remember, he gray-shirted, then red-shirted, had to wait his time behind Nick Florence and Robert Griffin III before he got the reins.
3rd down and 8. Petty near side Norwood as he put that one right between the 4 and the 2 to Levi Norwood as Josh Furman comes up with the tackle. Norwood has now caught a pass in 34 straight games.
And take a look here. This is what he's seeing. Norwood just shows his numbers. 42 right back to the quarterback. Found dead space between the defenders. Petty came from the opposite side of the field back to him and delivered.
1st down and 10 to the 46. And it's Johnny Jefferson this time running the football as Sam Marin slings him down. Jefferson 3rd in the Big 12 in average per carry at 5.3. Missed 2 games this year with injury. 2nd down and 8 at the 48. Out of the gun, they hand it off to Jefferson. Johnny Jefferson stopped at the Oklahoma State 34 by Jordan Stearns and Josh Furman.
How about the left side of the Baylor line? Spencer Drango, 58. Blake Muir, 73. Cleared a gaping hole for him.
17-yard gain. Jefferson this time running left. And Jefferson chopped down by linebacker Ryan Simmons.
Baylor may be a spread team that can throw the heck out of it, but their identity is running the football. And see 15 in there? Gus Penning, that's a tight end. You don't see that often with the spread teams.
Quick release, ball caught up high by K.D. Cannon, and he picks up a 1st down. Seth Jacobs with the stop. But Baylor getting to the line of scrimmage quickly. Very efficient on this drive. 11-yard gain. Here's Chafin with room. And Chafin knocked out of bounds. Stays on his feet as Kevin Peterson, the right corner, knocks him out of play.
Watch how fast they want to go. The official's in there with the football. As soon as he puts it down, and as soon as he steps out, they're ready to operate.
2nd down and 3. Chafin straight ahead. 1st down. Bears.
They operate really, when you look at their numbers for the year, they're running plays less than 20 seconds between plays. So they're keeping the pressure on a defense at all times. It's not just physically wearing you down. It's mentally trying to keep up with them. What formation are they in? How fast are they going? Where are they hitting me from?
13th play of the drive that started at the 21.
False start. Offense, number 58. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Call came from the head linesman, Al Green. And I know that some people in Baylor think that sometimes they get calls against them because the officials get tired and need a quick break because they go so fast.
Spencer Durango, the left tackle, call for the penalty. Here's Linwood. No, play action fake. And incomplete, intended for Corey Coleman. That one thrown slightly behind him. Should have made the catch.
That was going to be a tough one because where he put it on him with the speed he was moving into the zone, they usually come up with these, but look where that one is. That's a tough one for him. Make him spin all the way around. Petty a little inaccurate.
Second down and 15. Here's the handoff to Shock Linwood, bottled up, and Linwood will lean forward and pick up a couple. And Art Briles, when we talked to him in his office yesterday, he said, my philosophy is I want freaks on the field. I've never heard a coach use that term.
And what he means by that, big and fast, athletic freaks that are hard to match up with.
Third down at 14 at the 17-yard line. Oklahoma State would like nothing more than to make Baylor settle for a field goal attempt. Bears need to get inside the 5 for first. And they give it to Linwood, and Linwood breaks a tackle, still running, shot Linwood, and close to the first down. He won't get it, but remember, Baylor loves to go for it on fourth down.
They've done it 30 times this year and been successful 23 times. Ogball had a shot at him. I thought Castleman had a shot at him. Could have finished the play in the backfield, didn't get it. And surprise, surprise, does this look like Baylor's going to? No, they've got their big guys out there. They're going to go get this.
So on fourth down and 3, Chafin lines up as the deep back. They give it to him. Chafin, and he picks up a first down. Devin Chafin, the sophomore, tackled by Larry Stevens.
I mean, they get this. They pick it up on 4th and 3 with a power running play, and they're ready to go now.
And a whistle.
Another penalty.
False start. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Jordan Feuerbacher, the freshman.
Yeah, it's a good call because it was right there. Feuerbacher trying to get set, lost his balance, and lurched forward. And they picked that up. Looked like Walt Coleman, the line judge, nailed that one.
First down and goal as they move it back to the 8. Petty, quarterback draw. Bryce Petty, and Simmons tackles him from behind. Ryan Simmons, well played for the Cowboys.
And in pregame, someone from Oklahoma State said we really need a little bit more out of Ryan Simmons. Those are the types of plays they're looking for from their middle linebacker. A gifted player. They need him to really take control out there.
Second down and goal. Ball at the 7. Petty hands it off. Chafin trying to power his way forward. And he'll get to the 2.
About the force in the leg drive of Devin Chafin running the football. You know what that comes from? 570-pound squat. It's in the lower body, the legs on Devin Chafin providing the power in the punch.
Third down goal at the 3. And an easy touchdown for Devin Chafin.
I mean, this was so easy that watch Chafin essentially walk into the end zone. Terrific triple team there. 41, Trevon Armstead. And along with Durango, 58, Muir, 73. And he walks in almost looking back as if, was that legal? Too easy for them.
A 19-play drive for Baylor, the most plays in a scoring drive for the Bears this year.
False start. kicking team, number 62. 5-yard penalty. We'll have the try.
And that's Tyler Edwards, backup center. So Chris Callahan in to attempt the extra point. Up and good. 19-play drive covering 79 yards. The Bears eat up 7 minutes and 13 seconds. Coach Briles excited. His team up 21-7 with 19 seconds to go in the first. All next week, feast on the biggest rivalries in college football. Beginning on Thanksgiving Day as 5th-ranked TCU battles Texas. Followed on Friday by 13th-ranked Arizona State taking on 15th-ranked Arizona. And next Saturday, it's a game for the Governor's Cup between Kansas and 12th-ranked K-State. It all begins Thanksgiving Day on Fox Sports 1, Fox, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Spencer Evans sends it away. And Hill stuck on the sideline and out of bounds at the 20. And let's go to Greg Wolf in Los Angeles for a game break.
Guys, we go to Jordan-Hare Stadium, number 14, Auburn, with the Iron Bowl looming. First, they need to get by the Samford Bulldogs. They fell behind early. Then Quan Bray goes 23 yards for the touchdown, all tied at 7, second quarter. Gus, Charles, back to you.
And thank you very much, Greg. 18 seconds to play here in the first. Oklahoma State with the football.
Samford's head coach, former Heisman Trophy winning quarterback at Auburn, Pat Sullivan, returning back to his place of glory.
First down and 10 at the 20. Mason Rudolph with a nice throw on that last scoring drive for the Cowboys. They'll hand it off to Rowland, who spins and goes down. Taylor Young, coming up with the tackle. And that may take us to the end of the period. It looks like it will. End of the first quarter, Baylor racking up big yards and holding on to a 21-7 lead. And welcome back to Fox College Football presented by K Jewelers. We're here at McLean Stadium in Waco, Texas, where the Baylor Bears, ranked 7th in the nation, lead the Oklahoma State Cowboys 21-7. Gus Johnson, Charles Davis, Molly McGrath here in Waco. Mike Pereira, our rules analyst, back in Los Angeles. Second down and 8 at the 22. And they'll hand it off. Not a lot of room over that right side for Desmond Rowland. So that'll bring up third down as Bo Blackshear makes the tackle for the Bears.
So Oklahoma State offense has had to go through a number of transitions this year, from J.W. Walsh to Dax Garman tonight to Mason Rudolph. And one of the problems is they can't run the ball the same way with the quarterbacks. We look at the third down conversions, last in the Big 12. J.W. Walsh could pull the ball there on the zone read and be a factor. Garman, Rudolph, that doesn't appear to be their game.
Third down and 5 to the 25. Here's Rudolph lofting it up to the sideline and incomplete. Intended for Marcel Aitman. And he was covered by Tion Wright.
I think Aitman's got to really work for that ball a little bit more. That seemed like Tion Wright had good position. But if you're Marcel Aitman, you're down 21-7 with a young quarterback. You got to go out there and try and make something happen. Go out there and give it just a little bit extra. Maybe you get a flag. Tion Wright had good position, but Marcel Aitman, not quite enough drive there.
Kip Smith from the 11. Levi Norwood back at the 34. Norwood with the fair catch signal and has it at the 30. A 45-yard punt. To Bryce Petty. Off to a terrific start, leading 21-7 with the ball after this.
And these are the Burger King College Football Playoff rankings starting this weekend. Mississippi State, number 4, winning 13-0 tonight. Florida State won by a field goal today over Boston College. Number 2, Oregon, big over Colorado. And number 1, Alabama, a walk in the park today over Western Carolina. So, depending what happens with Florida State and how the committee views them, if they drop them, they can flip brackets here and go to 4. I don't know if that'll happen. We know number 8, Ole Miss, is done. They got hammered today. But can this team we're watching tonight, Baylor, put up a big enough number to make a move up past Ohio State and possibly idle TCU.
First down and 10 at the 30, and a shot Linwood. Sam Wren with the tackle. And a lot of people in this area not happy with TCU being ranked ahead of Baylor and the Bears beating the Horned Frogs this year.
If they go ahead and finish out their year 11-1, and TCU finishes 11-1, I have every confidence that this will flip. It's the schedule catching up. TCU is a little more front-loaded in schedule and who they played. Baylor's getting it on the back end. It started at Oklahoma last week. Tonight, Oklahoma State, then Texas Tech, and finishing with Kansas State. If they go 11-1 and TCU's 11-1, I have every confidence that Baylor will be ahead of TCU in the final poll.
Third down and 5 at the 35. Big game for TCU on Thanksgiving Day at Texas. Coach Charlie Strong has the Longhorns playing some good football. Here's Linwood. Oh, beautiful tackle. Sam Wren shooting and making the play for a 2-yard loss. And finally, this Oklahoma State defense will make Baylor punt it away.
And they ran the ball on 3rd and long, and Wren read it perfectly. And he ran him right into Josh Furman, who helped clean up. But Wren made the play from his defensive end position, forcing Baylor to kick the ball away. Good possession on defense for the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Remember, Tyreek Hill, who's back deep, returned to kickoff for a touchdown in 2 straight games earlier this year. The first Cowboy in 114 years of Oklahoma State history to do it. That one almost blocked. A flag thrown. Hill lets it take a bounce, and it angles out of bounds near the 5-yard line.
Now, will this be the 5-yard variety or the 15-yard variety? 5 yards puts Baylor in a position where they might come out and go for it. 15 obviously gives them a first down. Let's see. I think this is going to be a 5, a running into the kicker, not a roughing. See how he sails over the top and essentially
running
lands on it.
Receiving team, that 5-yard penalty is declined.
So at 12:27 to play, we have a 21-7 game. Fox College Football is sponsored by Dell.
So we're talking about TCU and Baylor. You mentioned the Baylor fans upset. Look at the records. Okay, TCU 4-1 against ranked opponents. Baylor 2-0. Look at some of the key wins. Both of them have Oklahoma on their ledger. Kansas State still to play for Baylor. And remember, Baylor beat TCU head-to-head right here in Waco. Look at what's left at Texas. Big game for Baylor. For TCU. And then, of course, Baylor has to take on Kansas State down the stretch.
Rennie Childs running the ball over the right side.
I just think the schedule will even out as we go, Gus. I think right now, TCU has a little bit better ledger. But all in all, it evens out as time goes on. And that's what the fans are upset about. They're like, head-to-head should be it. And the committee said there are other factors. Head-to-head is like your tiebreaker. We will see when the tiebreaker kicks into play later.
Second down and 8. And this one incomplete. Rudolph throwing this one out of the backfield to Tyreek Hill. And that brings up 3rd down and 8.
Molly McGrath told us she talked with Mason Rudolph's high school coach and said he was poised and a good decision maker. And I think we've seen the poise throughout this game already. A guy making his first start in college football, his first snaps of the season, coming this late against the #1 defense in the Big 12. He's made some good throws, and he really has not been flustered so far.
3rd down and 8 at the 11. And Oklahoma State calls timeout.
Prior to the play clock expiring, timeout, Oklahoma State.
We'll take a break. 11:48 to play in the second quarter. Back to Waco after this.
Coming up on the Dell halftime, Oklahoma's Samaje Perine ran into the record books. The sights from an all-LA Pac-12 South showdown. And ahead of the Egg Bowl, how did number 4 Mississippi State handle its business? Gus Charles, we'll see you at the break.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. We saw Samaje Perine earlier in the season at West Virginia, and he put on a 200-yard performance on that day. As Tyreek Hill runs it over the right side. On 3rd down and 8, picks up 4 yards, and Oklahoma State will punt it away. Bo Blackshear makes the stop.
And you know what that play call was? Backed up in their own territory, true freshman at quarterback. You got to go safe there. You got to protect the young man, protect your offense, kick the ball away, and hope your defense can continue to fight and battle. With an experienced quarterback, you try and make a play downfield. Try and pick up a 1st down. There, that was a play to just not make a mistake.
Kim Smith punts from his own goal line. Levi Norwood standing at the 43. Beautiful spiraling punt by Smith. And it backs Norwood up to the 35, a 49-yard punt. 11:04 to play, 2nd quarter. Here comes Baylor, up 21-7. Fox College Football is sponsored by Scott Trade. Our passion is to power yours.
And there you are, the Baylor line, huh, Gus?
That's right.
The freshmen getting a chance to run across the field and to their seats in the stadium. Tradition here at Baylor. And you know who let them out? And they gave about a 50-yard head start, though, was the president of the university, Ken Starr. He was the first guy out of the tunnel. I guess you can always be a freshman if you're the president, right?
I'll tell you what, though, he had a good stride.
He was bringing it, wasn't he?
President Starr has some speed. 1st down and 10 at the 36. For Bryce Petty, 8 of 11, 187 yards and 2 touchdowns already. Here's Petty. And he puts that one on the mark as K.D. Cannon makes the grab. And these receivers for Baylor, every year Art Briles knows how to go get him some guys that can flat out move.
You were talking about those athletic freaks that he wants. You see it in the receiver position. Big, fast, strong, excellent hands, and fearless going after the football.
And they'll hand it off straight ahead, and this time it's Antoine Goodley lining up in the backfield. Now, Coach Briles was interested yesterday. I said, what is your philosophy on your receivers? He said, listen, I can teach a fast guy how to catch, but I can't teach a slow guy how to run.
Not fast, that's for sure.
1st down to 10, stepping up in the pocket, throws. Oh, a beautiful completion to Coleman, and he gets out of bounds inside the 40.
How about Bryce Petty and his movement? This is a big kid back here now, folks. Listed at 6'3", 230. I think he's a little bit bigger than that. I think he's closer to 240. Light on his feet, eyes downfield, and smokes one.
Smokes another one to Jay Lee. Lee already with a touchdown in this game. And Bryce Petty's the kind of kid, Charles, when you look at him, he walks around, and if he didn't have a uniform on and somebody said he's a football player, you would automatically say that is the quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He has that air about him, doesn't he?
2nd and 7. Petty dancing out of the pocket, throws over the middle, incomplete. Jay Lee got a hand on it. Couldn't bring it in. He does have an air about him, Charles.
And he's earned it. If you think about his background and his journey here, Tennessee commit. Then Lane Kiffin got the job at Tennessee, said he didn't want Bryce Petty. Bryce Petty found a place to go, which was Baylor. Gray-shirted, came in January, went through spring, red-shirted the next year, then had to sit while Nick Forens played quarterback. Robert Griffin played quarterback.
3rd and 7, Norwood. And a quick question, 1st down. You went to Tennessee, didn't you?
I certainly did. Yeah, listen, I had nothing to do with not telling Bryce Petty to come in. I actually saw him play with USA Football's under-19 international team when they won the World Championship over Canada. I think he was 16 for 17 throwing that game.
1st down and 10. Petty. Incomplete. Norwood, the intended receiver. No flag on the play as Kevin Peterson made up some ground while the ball was in the air.
Peterson coming to make a play on the football with Norwood. Helps force incompletion. Petty stands in and delivers. It takes a big shot from number 96, Vincent Taylor.
2nd and 10 at the 28. Shot Linwood. 1st down. Shock Linwood keeping those legs churning. He's got 6 100-yard games in his career.
How about how he and Devin Chapin tonight, who wears 28 for Baylor, how they finish runs. When coaches talk about running behind your pads and letting your pads do the work first, Chapin and Linwood have done that tonight.
First down, Linwood again. Linwood, touchdown. But a flag thrown. Let's see if this will stand.
Center judge, I believe, made the call.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty the previous first down.
See, and that's what the center judge is back there with the referee for. They work opposite on the line of scrimmage, looking opposite from where they're positioning to help detect the extra holding that goes on in there. It's not just having that extra official. He's the 8th guy. And he's not just there to spot the ball and let offenses move fast. He also helps clean up things in terms of holding along the line of scrimmage.
First down and 20. Petty, that ball deflected at the line of scrimmage, knocked down.
7-1 this drive, isn't it?
Looks like Agba gets a hand on it. Agba with over 10 sacks on the season, having a great season.
Just an athlete. I mean, look at that. One of 3 players in the FBS level with 6 or more set breakups. That means he's an active player along the line of scrimmage.
Born in Nigeria. Second down and 20. And Linwood crashing into Ryan Simmons. Seth Jacobs there as well after he picks up 9.
The way Baylor runs offense, you mentioned it earlier about how they like to go for it on 4th down. If they pick up good yardage here, they could easily go for it on 4th down rather than 7 for a field goal.
Third down and 11. Petty pulls it down, scrambles, throws in the end zone, incomplete. Antoine Goodley, closest man to the ball. And Baylor, flag on the play.
It's an example of back line being an extra defender.
Ineligible downfield. Offense number 62. Penalty decline.
As Tyler Edwards, the backup center, has been playing right tackle on that drive. When the scrambling occurred, he drifted downfield beyond the 3-yard zone that you're permitted before the ball's released by the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage.
So Chris Callahan, 12 for 12 in his last 4 games after starting his career 1 of 6. Redshirt freshman from Houston, this one from 34 yards away. And he missed it. 8 minutes to play, 21-7.
Remember, as you noted, he started 1 of 6, and people were starting to wonder what's going to happen here if we get into a tight game. And then the TCU game happened. And I believe he was 4 for 4 in that game and hadn't looked back until this one, until this miss.
So Oklahoma State takes over at their own 20-yard line. 8 minutes to play in the half. Play fake. Rudolph rolling. Dumps it off as his tight end. Seaton, and Jeremy Seaton still moving. And get to the 35-yard line. Picks up 15 on the play.
Well designed by Mike Yursich, the offensive coordinator. Getting Mason Rudolph out of the pocket a little bit on the move. Getting him away from pressure. And bringing Seaton back across the field against flow. Wide open. Mike Yursich has caught a lot of grief during this season. But he knows how to call offense, and the numbers last year terrific. It helps when you have a whole intact offensive line, and they don't have it this year.
First down and 10 at the 35. They hand it off to Owens. And he'll get to the 39. Here is the game summary brought to you by Dell.
Look at the offensive plays. 21-41. Baylor the advantage. Total yards huge. First down's huge. B-Fit's a 21-7 lead. But Oklahoma State's hanging tough, aren't they?
Yes, they are. With a true freshman at quarterback playing in his first game of the season on the road against the 7th-ranked team in the nation. 2nd and 6 at the 39. Hit as he approaches the line of scrimmage and go backwards. Bo Blackshear, first man to him. Bryce Hager also in on the tackle.
Watch Hager in the middle. Doesn't take very many false steps. Good read, stays right in the hole, gets some help because Blackshear was the first hit. They held up Rowland. And here comes Hager to finish him off. Coming into tonight, last 4 games, 44 tackles for Bryce Hager.
3rd down and 7. Ball at the 38 for Mason Rudolph. Will sprint out, looking, walks it up, and picked off. Colin Brents climbing the ladder, and the freshman quarterback makes his first mistake of the game.
Tried to loft it over Brents. Watch Brents out here. He's going to get underneath the pass. He's the outside linebacker. It's underneath the route, and the quarterback tries to loft it over him, and Brents has it read perfectly. A walk-on. Colin Brents had his scholarship this fall and has been a starter since the beginning of this season. This is where Baylor is famous for doing what, Gus? Taking that big shot right now after a turnover. Excellent position. Let's see if they try and go downtown and get one.
They'll start the Oklahoma State 43. Far side ball is on the target. It's Levi Norwood. Last game against Oklahoma, only 1 catch for 11 yards on the season. Came in with 12 catches. 2nd and 2 after the 8-yard pickup, and it's Chafin. Chafin just dragging defenders. Jimmy Bean on his back. A 10-yard gain.
It's that leg drive you're seeing from the Baylor running backs. First contact, additional yards almost every carry.
First down and 10. Ball caught by Goodley. Goodley set up by Ramon Richards.
That's a real nice play by Richards. We've seen the interception from him after he got for the touchdown pass. That was a really physical play by the freshman cornerback, getting through the initial block and helping make the play on Goodley.
2nd and 11. Petty. Norwood breaks a tackle and pick up a first down.
Norwood's almost been a forgotten guy this year. Only 12 catches coming into the year. Remember, he had a fractured wrist and had surgery and missed a few games. He's back in form tonight.
Here's the handoff, Chafin. And Chafin finally down inside the Cowboy 10-yard line by Hautau. Ofa Hautau, the senior. Tough.
So they're 1-2 in the red zone tonight. 3rd possession for Baylor.
2nd and 3 at the 7. Chafin. Touchdown. His 2nd of the game.
Watch him come over here and provide the block that Chafin works off of. Sees him, see Durango getting out there on Jacobs 10. He just reads where Durango goes, cuts inside of him for 6.
4th rushing touchdown of the season for Devin Chafin. And Chris Callahan adds the extra point. 4:18 to play in the first half. Baylor up big, 28-7 over Oklahoma State. All right, save some room for some big-time college football on Thanksgiving as CD, Molly, and I will be in Austin, Texas, bring you a pivotal Big 12 showdown between the Longhorns and the 5th-ranked TCU Horned Frogs, who need to keep winning to keep their playoff hopes alive. Coverage begins Thursday at 7 p.m. with the pregame show, and kickoff is set for 7:30 on Fox Sports 1. And all season long, you've been telling anybody that would listen that Texas is going to come up with a win against a team they're not supposed to beat. They already did it against West Virginia. Is TCU the next one? We'll see on Thursday night in Austin. Tyreek Hill. And he'll get to the 25. So the big news in the Big 12, a freshman shall lead for Oklahoma.
Yeah, how about Melvin Gordon? Broke LaDainian Tomlinson's record of TCU last week against him for 408 yards. Did not play in the fourth quarter. Samaje Perine 1 week later, 427, and he ended up doing it early in the fourth quarter and went out of the ball game. How about that run right there? Tomlinson's record stands for a long time.
15 years.
And then in 1 week, it goes down twice.
First down at 10 of the 25. Play it. Rudolph, deep drop, takes a shot, and caught near side away from a tackle and gets out of bounds inside the Baylor 40-yard line. Orion Stewart with the tackle, but a great throw by Mason Rudolph.
This David Glidden, 5'7", 185 pounds. He goes and gets the football. And he just gets better with every passing game. Player of the year in high school in the state of Oklahoma. A lot of people thought he was too small. Look at what he's done as he's gotten better. And his numbers keep rising, and he became the favorite target of Dax Garman.
Team's leading receiver. He's got 2 catches for 71 yards. Rolling. Running downhill. He gets to the 32 before being brought down. Rice Hager, first man to him.
How about Rudolph with the big pass after the interception, able to come back immediately.
Rolling again. Slung down at the 30 by Byron Bonds.
And this is where the lack of a running quarterback hamstrings your offense a little bit. You don't have that real threat. So if you're Baylor, you're loading up for the power run here. Or if you're Oklahoma State, either that or you throw it. Could be 4-down territory, down 28-7. But on 3rd and short, you'd love to have that quarterback run option. Let's see if they get Mason Rudolph involved in that at all.
Rennie Childs, the deep back. He goes in motion. They hand it to the up back, which is Teddy Johnson, and Teddy picks up a first down, or it looks like he does. He's very close.
They have to take a look at this one. It's close. Good surge by the offensive line, but Oakman, number 2, was able to leak inside, getting past the block by Koenig, number 58. And he put the hit on Johnson to make it a tough call for the officials. See, look at Oakman, 2. Sheds the block and gets inside. The rest of the offensive front had handled everything and created a good push on the line of scrimmage. But Oakman foiled that one.
Looks like a first down, though, for Oklahoma State.
Doesn't matter how much, right? Just get the first down.
.239 to go.
Is under further review.
So they're going to review.
Must be reviewing the spot. It's the only thing I can think. There's his knee down right there as he's lunging with the football towards the unofficial first down line, which is the neon yellow. There's the hit by Oakman. Where does he go down? Right there. Knees going down there, and there's the football out ahead of him. So the spot should be as he's landing with the ball. There's the football. You see it right in the middle there. There's the ball. I don't know how you can change anything here. To me, the ruling should stand. Let's keep moving. They've done their best job they could, sorting it all out.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Thank you, Mr. DeFee. It's too bad he's got to bundle up tonight. I mean, he's usually gunned up, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Not like this young man, though. Sean Oakman, 6'9", 280 pounds. What was the joke that they had on Sean Oakman?
Yeah, they've got a whole lot of Sean Oakman is so big jokes. I think the one he liked the best was that Sean Oakman's cereal bowl needs its own lifeguard. I think that one was his favorite.
A semifinalist for the Bednarik Award. Transferred from Penn State in 2011. First down and 10 at the 28. And now it's Rudolph keeping it, stays on his feet, drops his shoulder and gets to the 22. Baylor defensive end Sean Oakman is the tallest football player in the Big 12. There are only 2 players on Baylor's men's basketball team taller than Oakman. He's 1 inch taller than former Baylor women's basketball standout Brittany Griner.
Yeah, but I bet she could dunk on him. Maybe I should get out of town before he finds out I said that, right?
Maybe you should. 4-year basketball and football star at Penwood High School. 2nd and 5 at the 23. Play fake. Rudolph rolling. And he'll get rid of it. Chris Lacey, closest man to the football.
That was a mature play, though, by the youngster, because he threw it near someone, but in no danger of that ball being tipped in the air and turning into an interception that time. He threw it at their feet, where there's no way they could pick it off, and he couldn't be accused of grounding or any of that. Well done under pressure.
First down.
What? I missed that call there.
And I did too, partner.
I only caught the tail end of Mike DeFee's announcement.
Well, they're giving Oklahoma State a first down. It was defensive holding penalty against Baylor. First down and 10 at the 13. Rennie Childs breaks free. Rennie Childs downed at the 5. Orion Stewart with the saving tackle. Oklahoma State, though, putting together a very good drive here in the closing moments of the first half.
Good play for Oklahoma State, but mark down this tackle by Orion Stewart if Oklahoma State has to kick a field goal or doesn't get in the end zone. That's a saving tackle.
2nd and 4 at the 7. Childs again, dives, and he'll get to the 2.5. Taylor Young brings him down.
That should be 1st and goal now, correct?
And it is 1st and goal.
Let's see if Phil Bennett goes after them here and tries to load up against the young quarterback.
First down and goal at the 3. 40 seconds to go in the first half. Childs again. This time he's met in the backfield, and he'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Bo Blackshear with penetration and a timeout called by the Cowboys. OK State with 1 remaining. And don't forget, coming up next, it's the Dell halftime report. But with 31 seconds to go, Oklahoma State with the football at the Baylor 3. 10th play of the drive coming up that started at the Cowboy 25.
If I'm Oklahoma State, I want to throw the ball here. I'm going to try and find Tion Wright, number 3, and try and isolate one of my bigger receivers on him if they decide to throw it. Tyreek Hill, 24, has not touched the ball much in the first half, and he's not even on the field.
You have Desmond rolling. The deep man shifts up. Play fake. Rudolph in trouble. Rudolph looking. Rudolph cuts inside and goes down. A yard in front of the line of scrimmage. Sean Oakman with the tackle. 19 seconds to go. Cowboys do have a timeout left. And they're going to get to the line and try to run a quick play. Rudolph and a flag.
They may have run it down so far, they won't have a choice.
False start. Offense, number 64. Oklahoma State has chosen to take its final timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Jesse Robinson.
Now remember, it's a rookie quarterback, correct? First start, 7 seconds left. If you want points, you got to kick now and not worry about trying to get a play, ground it, and then bring your field goal unit on. Your worry here is youngster takes a sack, doesn't get the play off in time, and your 7 seconds runs off. Let's see how they decide to play it. I think for Oklahoma State, being where they are in the game, 3 points means almost nothing to them. So they're like, hey, we've got to go get it no matter what the perils may be.
Third down goal at the 8. Trips at the bottom of your screen. Watch Glidden. He's in the slot. Closest to the left tackle. Rudolph lofting it in the air. Glidden got it. Touchdown. Rudolph with his first career touchdown pass and with a second remaining.
Good call. Good observation by you. Finding where Glidden was. Been the leading receiver all year long. In the slot, they were able to run a nice set where they brought 2 receivers inside and Glidden to the outside and shook him free. Good call, Gus.
Extra point good. 28-14. Oklahoma State showing some fight. His freshman. Great touch. He found a veteran. Cowboys refusing to go away. Mason Rudolph, his first start of his career. First snaps taken of his career in this game against the 7th-ranked team in the nation on the road. And he hadn't done a bad job. Throwing his first career touchdown. He does have an interception, but he's made some key throws.
Yeah, how about the bounce back after the interception thrown to lead to this touchdown right before the half? Oklahoma State will not go away. They won the toss in the first half and deferred. So Oklahoma State gets the ball to start the second half.
Kip Smith, line drive kick, picked up. And that'll be the end of the first half. 28-14, our halftime score. Now we send you to the Dell Fox College Football halftime report. Here's Rob Stone.
Hey, Gus, Charles.
Welcome back to Central Texas. This is Fox College Football presented by Kay Jewelers. Our halftime score, the Baylor Bears on top of the Cowboys of Oklahoma State, 28-14. Welcome back to Waco. Gus Johnson along with my partner Charles Davis. And you know what? A resilient bunch of Cowboys. They come into this game losers of 4 in a row with quarterback issues, but Mike Gundy's team really fought hard in that first half, and they're down by 2 scores.
Love the word you use, resilient, because the first 2 drives of the game for Baylor, big shots from Bryce Petty downfield to his receivers. Here are 3 things you need to know about the first half. How about those big shots? Bryce Petty took one, but he delivered. Jay Lee there. Corey Coleman on the next possession. Baylor jumped out 14-0, but the resilient Oklahoma State Cowboys, Desmond Rowland, got on the scoreboard. His first touchdown run in his last 5 games before Baylor took control again, running the football. Devin Chafin, 2 touchdown runs in the first half. Now we take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Geico. Look at the passing yardage. Look at the total yards. The penalties, as usual, Baylor, a lot of penalties. Points off takeaways equal. But Oklahoma State, with a rookie quarterback in Mason Rudolph making his first start as a true freshman, they haven't given up a sack yet. They protected him well. And he's been resilient. Threw an interception and came back and threw a touchdown pass to make it 28-14.
And the rain has returned here at McLean Stadium. Oklahoma State won the opening toss and they deferred, so now the Cowboys will have the football to start the second half. Mason Rudolph, after throwing his first career touchdown to David Glidden, will get another try. Meanwhile, Tyreek Hill, the deep man, this one kicked short, fielded at the 25 by the up man, and it's Blake Jarwin. And Jarwin will get to the 38-yard line, so decent field position to start for the Cowboys. Let's go to Molly McGrath.
Thanks, Gus. Coach Mike Gundy said that Mason Rudolph's pass that was intercepted in the first half would have worked in high school. But other than that, he said that he's happy with his competitive drive and his heart. Baylor coach Art Briles said that the biggest challenge with Rudolph is not knowing much about him. Briles said that the Bears offense is hot and cold. They need to find consistency, and he stressed that you can't underestimate the Cowboys defense. They have a lot of playmakers, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Molly. First down and 10 at the 38 for young Mason Rudolph as he hands it off to Desmond Rowland. Rowland running straight ahead, and he'll pick up a little over a yard on the play as Bryce Hager makes the tackle.
I think this first drive of the third quarter, I think the pressure is on Baylor more so than Oklahoma State. If you're Oklahoma State, you can play a little more loose and easy. You're not expected to be in this position. If they take it downfield and put it in the end zone and get down 1 score, it could get Baylor to tighten up.
Second down and 9. Play fake. Rudolph rolling. Breaks contained with some running room and slides down at the 43. For a true freshman that hasn't played in a game this season, he has a certain kind of maturity and poise.
And look at what he does here against Bryce Hager, one of the better players, one of the better defenders in the Big 12. To your point, the poise and the maturity to make Hager miss in the open field. Takes me back to the beginning of the game when Molly McGrath reported that Rudolph's high school coach said that he was a poised player and mature, and he's shown all of that tonight.
Third down and 8 at the 40. And he'll hand it off. Rowland spinning forward, and he'll get close to that first down marker. I don't think he has it.
It'll be a little short. It'll be interesting to see what Mike Gundy's thinking here. Down 2 scores against the explosive Baylor offense.
His team looking over to the sideline to their coach. He's got to make a decision, and he's going to send out the punt unit, who I think is a wise move.
Well, the defense, remember, they've gotten blitzed. Remember those first big plays early, the first 2 drives? Since then, I believe the longest game they gave up was 17 yards. So that's impressive bounce back by Glenn Spencer's crew. I think Mike Gundy is banking on them continuing to make that type of progress.
Kip Smith from the 31. Levi Norwood comes up to field it and has it at the 19. A 35-yard punt. Opening moments of the third quarter. Bryce Petty after this. Fox College Football is sponsored by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. By Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. 12:50 to play third quarter. Bryce Petty, 15 of 22, 239 in the first half, 2 touchdowns. And he'll start from his own 19-yard line. Shock Linwood standing next to him, and they'll give it to Shock Linwood. And Linwood picks up the first down and more. They gain close to 15 yards on his opening carry of the third quarter. Jimmy Bean making the tackle. Shock Linwood has run the ball effectively. 9 carries, 59 yards. Love that name, Shock.
And you know what it's short for. Rashadrick. And that's how they got Shock. And he runs and shocks defenses. Vision, power, good cutting ability. I asked LaDainian Tomlinson to take a look at him last year. LaDainian was advising Lake Seastrunk, who was here last year, the terrific player. And he saw Shock. You know what he said about him? Makes the first guy miss, or he breaks the tackle. Great burst and balance. That's coming from the great LaDainian Tomlinson watching Shock Linwood.
That sounds like LaDainian Tomlinson and how he ran the football.
And you know what they call Shock Linwood around here?
What's that?
Little LT.
Little LT. First down and 10 at the 34. And Josh Furman came off the field. Here's Linwood again, and little LT chopped down by Ryan Simmons. And that's the deceptive thing about the Baylor Bears offensively. They can run the ball very efficiently, but you would think that they're a pass-happy team.
You know, they run the ball about 58% of the time. They like that kind of percentage. They like that number. They want to be physical running it.
Linwood going outside, and he crashes into Jordan Stearns. Seth Jacobs there as well, but last 3 runs for Shock Linwood, 15 yards, 8 yards, and now 5.
They want to run it to allow Petty to throw it downfield.
Linwood again running left. Finds a spot and tiptoes out of bounds in front of Kevin Peterson.
You know what that running game gives them?
What does it?
The ability to throw it downfield. Coming into tonight, Bryce Petty had 34 completions of 20 yards or more. Look at the play selection. 29 runs, 22 passes. They love those kind of stats. He's also had 15 completions of 40 yards or more, 22 of 30 yards or more, and 5 of 60 or more. They will bomb it.
2nd and 5. This time Devin Chafin as they bring in the big back. Chafin 6 feet 225. Linwood's 5'9", 200. Chafin with 2 touchdowns in that first half. Picks up a first down here.
And that's Philip Montgomery, who is their offensive play coordinator. Wants to run it with power.
Now Petty throws it, looks up the field, and intercepted! Wow, Larry Stevens. Terrific defensive play. And Oklahoma State has the football.
He had Goodley on the post, but he might have thrown it behind him a little bit, and Stevens goes up and gets it.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Here's to a one-of-a-kind season. Dr. Pepper, always one of a kind. 28-14 Baylor, but Oklahoma State forces the turnover. And now the Cowboys have it as Bryce Petty throws the pick. Second game with 2 interceptions in his career.
He's only thrown 8 career interceptions against 56 touchdown passes.
Rudolph handing it off. Tyreek Hill changes directions and gets positive yardage. Andrew Billings with the tackle.
He has not touched the ball nearly as much as one would have thought coming into tonight's game to try and take the pressure off the young quarterback. It's either been Rowland running it or Rudolph throwing it, trying to throw some safe passes. And you see right there, 5 offensive plays, 3 touches. I would have thought he'd be on the field a little bit more. There may be a reason he's not played as much.
2nd and 7 at the 13. Mason Rudolph rolling, stops, in trouble, stays on his feet, wants to get rid of it, and sacked for the first time. Colin Brents.
Brents gets to clean up, but let's see who forces the play initially for Mason Rudolph. Brents is there, and then Oakman from the backside was the first guy to touch him. Brents had closed off his lane to the right, and as you noted, he was trying to still get rid of it, and finally wised up and pulled it close to his body so he didn't turn it over deep.
So the first sack of the game by Baylor. That makes it 3rd down and 13 at the 7. Here's the handoff to Hill. And Hill will cross the 10 to the 11-yard line, and Oklahoma State will have to punt it away. What happened to this Oklahoma State team under Coach Gundy. They've been so successful. He's done such an incredible job with this program, but this year they fell off, especially after they lost the quarterback.
I think they lost a couple of recruiting classes that didn't hit as well as you normally need. Don't have the depth in those recruiting classes and don't have the players there. And the offensive line has really struggled as a result.
Dick Smith punting out of his own end zone. Levi Norwood backpedaling and with the fair catch at the 42. 9:11 to play in the third quarter. 28-14 Baylor.
Art Browse has had a long journey to where he is now from his days when he was a wide receiver at the University of Houston. How about the head coach of Stevensville High School for 12 years, 4 state titles. University of Houston head coach for 5 years. And then he got the coaching job at Baylor, starting with the 2008 season, an unprecedented success. Well, let me rephrase that. Success similar to what Grant Taft brought here, and maybe a little bit more as they continue moving forward.
Shock Linwood running it on first down. And Ryan Simmons makes the tackle.
Can't elevate anyone beyond Grant Taft.
Not Coach Taft.
Not here at Baylor. But Art Briles has picked up the mantle of Grant Taft and done quite well with it.
Second down and 11. And another handoff. Linwood wrestled down by Seth Jacobs. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
As sharp as Bryce Petty was against Oklahoma, he started out hot tonight. A couple of interceptions for him. And remember, after Oklahoma, they said that's the standard we expect him to play to each and every week. Not quite there, but still awfully effective, especially early in the game.
This Oklahoma State defense's confidence is growing as this game goes on and the rain comes down. Petty, far side, incomplete. Baylor will have to punt it away.
I mean, he really zinged that one out there. I know it has to be a good, sharp throw to get it to the receiver pretty quickly, but that seemed like it had a little extra on it. I don't think was that Levi Norwood he was trying to get, or Jay Lee? Whoever it was, they really had no shot at that one.
Both in the vicinity. So Tyreek Hill back deep at his own 12-yard line as Spencer Roth will punt it away from the 30. Wet football now, folks. Wobbly kick. And it just dies at the 2. Terrific job by Spencer Roth. 7:57 to go in the third. Oklahoma State backed up.
Let's take a look at Oklahoma State's season recap. Week 1 lost by 6 to #1 Florida State. Then they lost J.W. Walsh, their quarterback, to a season-ending injury week 2. Then they won 5 consecutive games against unranked opponents, outscored them big, and lost their last 4 games, 3 of them against ranked opponents, outscored 152 to 40, averaging 10 points a game in their last 4 games.
They'll start from their own 2-yard line. And Rowland running it left. They'll give him a little breathing room as Rowland gains 4 on the play.
Look at that 4-game losing streak and the numbers there. How they've been outscored, held a lead for a total of 10 seconds. That was at Kansas State. And then they kicked off to Morgan Burns, who brought it back 86 yards for a touchdown and tied the game. Look at their third downs. 18% of their third downs they've converted during the losing streak.
Second down and 6. And it's Rowland again, pushing the pile forward.
It's close. Good hard running by Desmond Rowland. And this offensive line, which has been much maligned, I think they've played a pretty darn good game tonight overall. Kept the young quarterback upright for the most part. The first sack didn't happen until here in the second half. They've gotten some decent push on the offensive line, created a few gaps for Rowland to run through.
Faced with the 3rd down and 1. Rowland in motion, and what a tackle made by Andrew Billings. As he denies Oklahoma State the first down, Teddy Johnson gobbled up quickly.
Absolutely inhaled him. There's Billings right there, 75. Watch the play he makes as he just goes right through the center. Number 57, Paul Lewis, barely had a chance to snap it before Billings was into his chest and on into the backfield and snuffed the 3rd and short run.
Billings having a fine game. Kip Smith punting 5 yards deep in his own end zone. Levi Norwood at the 46. This one short. Takes a bounce. Flag on the play as Norwood picks it up.
Kick catch interference, kicking team. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul, 1st and 10.
So Baylor will start deep in Oklahoma State territory. Let's go downstairs to Molly.
Gus, you've said it, Art Briles loves freak athletes. You can see why he recruited nose tackle Andrew Billings. At just 18 years old, Billings became the Texas state champion in powerlifting, lifting a combined 2,010 pounds to break Olympian Mark Henry's 22-year-old record. Henry said that he never thought his record would be broken, and he's proud of all the hard work that Billings put into this feat. And Billings told me that he started weightlifting in 7th grade and said it taught him a mental toughness and focus that he now uses in football. Guys.
All right, thank you very much, Charles. Devin Chafin running the football. As you take a look at Billings in, 2,000 pounds. And, that's normally your weekend workout.
You mean as in increments all the way up to 2,000 pounds?
2nd down and 4. Here's Petty looking, and he'll just get rid of it.
One thing about Oklahoma State's defense, they're making them earn it now, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
The first couple possessions didn't have to be earned. It was too easy. Just deep balls. Jay Leaf, first one. Corey Coleman, the second one. I think that Baylor thought, boy, this is going to be a walk in the park. Glenn Spencer, the defense coordinator, settled down his troops. Ramon Richards got the interception that helped Oklahoma State start to climb back into this game. And since that time, this defense has really fought them.
3rd down and 4. And it's Linwood, bounces it outside, picks up the first down. But Danian Tomlinson said that he has a ability to make the first man miss. Here is the point he was making.
Look at that. He made 2 of them miss there, didn't he? Right in the hole. No chance at all.
Linwood again, spinning. And goes down behind the line of scrimmage. As Kevin Peterson makes a tackle.
See the play selection, leaning heavy on the run game, especially here in the second half.
Heavy rain in the second half. Linwood. And he'll get to the 11. Seth Jacobs there first.
Baylor uses their offensive tackles a lot to pull and go down the line of scrimmage. We saw that in the first half on a touchdown run by Chapin behind Spencer Drango. On that play, it was Pat Colbert, number 69, from right tackle, going back over the left end.
3rd and 7. Linwood, touchdown. Shot Linwood gives Baylor a 34-14 lead.
They love to be a power running team, and they got a good double team on the left side and just closed everything off here, which left it all open there. And the vision of Linwood to go away from where the play was blocked and to where the opening was. Touchdown, Baylor.
Callahan adds the extra point. 3:57 to play in the 3rd. The Bears take a 35-14 lead over Oklahoma State. Under 4 minutes to play in the third. Baylor using the ground game, and the Bears take a 35-14 advantage. Shock Linwood. Fourth straight game with a rushing touchdown.
You know, Philip Montgomery's our offensive coordinator and play caller. Puts his ego aside, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
And what I mean by that is a lot of play callers want to run the full book and show you how creative they are. Hey, when something works at Baylor, Philip Montgomery stays with it.
Bears send it away. And Tyreek Hill from inside his own 5. And finally tackled at the 21. Now let's go to Greg Wolf in the studio for a Lowe's Never Stop Improving game break.
Okay, to the Rose Bowl. USC and UCLA still both with a big chance to win the Pac-12 South. Brett Hundley to Eldridge Massington. Hundley's third touchdown of the night, fourth if you count a pick six he threw on his first pass of the night. But number 9 UCLA leads 24-14 at the half. Gus, Charles, back to you.
So if that happens, that is actually good news for Utah this week. It keeps them below, not Utah, it's going to be Arizona. Keeps Arizona alive this week. If USC wins, that pretty much puts Arizona out. So they're rooting hard for UCLA this week.
And here's the reverse. James Washington close to the first down. We were at Arizona last week for a dramatic come-from-behind victory against Washington, and Rich Rodriguez has really bounced back in his third season after coming over from Michigan.
Steady improvement at Arizona, and they're still in it for the Pac-12 championship in the South Division. You remember the young man, Casey Scourin, made the winning field goal last week?
Yes.
His first kick today, missed it. Still living off of last week. They had to get him set up again.
Second down and 1. Here's Rudolph. Throws deep. Got a receiver. And incomplete. Washington, the intended receiver. That ball thrown short. May have slipped out of his hands. Wet football. Let's take a look at the Pac-12 South.
So if UCLA wins out, starting with tonight against USC, they win the division. All right, Arizona State, they need UCLA to lose. If so, they take control of the division again if they win out. And remember, they play Arizona next week. USC has to win out, needs an Arizona State loss, so they're rooting for Arizona in that game and right on down the line.
Third down and 1. Here's the reverse. Washington again. And it'll be close, depending on the spot of the football.
Now those last 2 plays, do those go down as passes, don't they? So they're really helping out Mason Rudolph with his percentage on really what were really jet sweeps to James Washington coming around. But that's okay. Help the young man out as much as you can and give him a little confidence.
They did not pick up the first down, so on fourth down, the punt team comes back onto the field for OK State.
If you're Baylor, you play what is called punt safe here. You make sure you're alert for any type of a fake. All you want is the football here and not let them try and pick up a cheap first down on 4th and short.
8th punt of the night for Kip Smith. This one takes an Oklahoma State bounce and is downed inside the 30. Well, it's holiday season and everyone can use a good laugh. That's why Fox has a new Sunday Fun Day heading your way. You will be thankful for new episodes of your favorite comedy. Sunday Fun Day starts tomorrow at 7, 6 Central on Fox.
See, John Mulaney has a new show, stand-up comic. You want to laugh? Pull up his Salt and Pepper Diner, I believe, in Chicago routine. One of the best ones I've ever heard. As a stand-up, just one routine, pull it up, and then call me and tell me you didn't laugh.
Is there anything you don't know about?
Oh, there's a lot I don't know, but what I do know, I try and maximize.
Well said, partner. Well said. First down and 10 for Bryce Petty at the 30. Goodley goes in motion, now lines up in the backfield.
False start. Offense. Number 69. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's Pat Colbert, the right tackle.
That's a lot of false starts for a team that operates this fast. I watched them practice on Thursday. I mean, the way that they go, the speed, the pace, the alacrity in getting going, I would think they would have that solved at this point. A lot of false starts for a team that's used to operating at this speed.
Fetty hands it off, and it's Goodley as a running back now.
Look at the build. Look at the build on him, partner.
5'11", 220.
Does that scream receiver or running back? Looks like a running back to just about everyone, doesn't it?
Yes.
He's going to make his money as a receiver.
Here's Goodley again. Look at that speed. What a burst by Antoine Goodley. The senior from Midland, Texas, gained 17 yards.
Look at him. We had a nice feature on him in our pregame show about getting reacquainted with his father. He's playing awfully well for the old man.
Levi Norwood turning. Norwood roughed up, but holds on to the football.
You see Goodley going off the field now. He looks, well, he's going to a wide spot now as a receiver. You know what that build screams? Anquan Bolden.
That's right. Here's a handoff, and this time it's Coleman. Coleman outside. So now they're lining up receivers. Coleman and Goodley in the backfield. What a change of pace for Baylor.
Remember we talked about a few years ago the advent of the hybrid player? Can play all over the place, different positions, so you don't have to substitute and change, so you keep going fast. We're seeing it now from Baylor.
Coleman stutter step, gets through the hole. Goes down to the 29.
So you don't have to run subs into the game, because when you do, then the official stands over the ball and allows the defense to make their own substitutions and match up. But if you never change and just change where they play, you can go even faster and keep the defense at bay.
Second down and 4. Coleman again picks up the first down. Dropped into 24 by Sam Wren.
And one reason Baylor's able to do this, you mentioned it earlier, the plethora of receivers that they have. Because most people would say, I can't get a receiver in there and get him beat up in the briar patch. But they have so many, they're willing to take the risk.
Snap infraction, offense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That is second snap infraction of the night.
I believe so.
I want him on my Turkey Bowl team on Thanksgiving Day. You know, we choose teams in the backyard. He's my snapper.
That's right.
And then we'll argue about whether it's a legal or illegal play as long as we're in the end zone. Those were some of the best fights, weren't they?
Oh, they were.
That's an illegal snap. You can't do the center sneak.
Who says we can?
You didn't call it before the game.
First down at 15, and it's Devin Chafin. Still running. Chafin breaking tackles.
Devin Chafin, the ball carrier.
Gets to the 18-yard line. Seth Jacobs, James Castleman combining on the play. 7 straight runs. Another one, Chafin. Nice stiff line. Chafin picks his way forward and gets the first down.
And as we head towards the end of the quarter, this type of drive is one of those breaking drives, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Just grind a team down. Oklahoma State's held on for so long and so tough, and Baylor's trying to finish them off.
First down and goal at the 9. Chafin, oh, beautiful tackle as Jordan Stern slides in and brings down the big back.
Boy, I admire this Oklahoma State team. They will not go quietly, and Jordan Stearns is a good tackler.
End of the third quarter with the score, Baylor 35, Oklahoma State 14. Back to Waco, Texas, right after this. Welcome back to Fox College Football, presented by Kay Jewelers. Start of the fourth quarter. And the Baylor Bears with a 35-14 lead. As you take a look at the scoring by quarters, Baylor with a big first quarter, scoring 21 points. Wes Johnson, Charles Davis, Molly McGrath, Mike Pereira in Los Angeles. Second down and goal. Ball at the 11-yard line. Linwood. Look at the drive. All the way down. He lost it, but right into the hands of a Bear. Looks like Spencer Drango recovers. Linwood, 19 carries, 111 yards and a touchdown.
See at the end of the run as he fights for more yardage. Oklahoma State also fights him digging at the football and popping it free. He may have been down already, but Drango was on the spot. 10 straight runs on this drive for Baylor so far.
Third down goal at the 1. And a touchdown for Devin Chafin. His third of the evening. And Baylor taking a 41-14 lead. Chris Callahan with the extra point, and it's good. Start of the fourth quarter, Baylor starting to pour it on in the driving rain, 42-14. Fox College Football is sponsored by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. By Game of War, play free now. And by Dawn of the Planet of the Apes on digital HD today. Just a beautiful night for football in the rain here in Waco. And we've seen more of a traditional type game from Baylor. They have pounded the football. Linwood and Chafin have combined for 191 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns on 35 carries.
And I give a ton of credit to the players and also to the play caller, Philip Montgomery, to go with the strength tonight.
Ball fielded at the 22. And this is Derek Kindred as he crosses the 30. First down and 10 at the 32 for Oklahoma State. Mason Rudolph firing down the field. He's got Washington. Oh, he made the catch. James Washington, touchdown, Cowboys. 68 yards. So they finally let the true freshman air it out.
One thing we have seen tonight, he's got a nice touch on the deep ball. It will come from the left side of your screen. Washington working against Xavier Howard, number 4. And he takes him all the way to the end zone on a well-thrown ball by the freshman Mason Rudolph.
James Washington with the longest catch of his career, 68 yards. Extra point good. 14:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma State answering. Still down, though, 42-21.
That's Xavier Howard in the circle. He's the cornerback working against James Washington, number 28 in white. And Washington beats him on the post route. Well-thrown ball with Mason Rudolph for a touchdown. And this is the result. There's your defense coordinator, Phil Bennett, wanting some answers, but really not wanting answers, letting him know how unhappy he was that that play happened.
And Rudolph, meanwhile, 8 of 15, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception in his first career start. Now let's go to Los Angeles for a game break.
All right, back at the Rose Bowl, UCLA with the ball to start the second half. They go 84 yards on 9 plays. Paul Perkins caps it off with a 10-yard score. Just moments ago, Brett Hundley ran in for another. UCLA up big in total command in the third quarter. Gus, Charles, back to you.
So Jim Moore and UCLA continuing to own LA and still on track to win the Pac-12 South and match up with Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game.
We called the Oregon-UCLA game in Pasadena earlier this season. Oregon dominating the Bruins on their home field.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's his third of the night. I'd love to know exactly what he is doing to get the snap infraction, because they've got to clean that up as they go down the stretch. Texas Tech and then Kansas State to finish off.
On first down, shot Linwood, juking, and finally taken down to the 21. Let's take a look and see if we can see what Fuller's doing.
Look at the ball. See the ball in there. Yeah, that's and yeah, he fakes it. I'm telling you, that is a Turkey Bowl staple right there.
Linwood again running right. And Sam Wren with the tackle.
I will say this, though. When we saw Coach Bennett, the defense coordinator at Baylor, jumping on Xavier Howard, I need you to prop me up a little bit. It brought back bad flashbacks. Because I've been Xavier Howard before. And I've had a Phil Bennett wanting a piece of me. Is he still? I've had that happen before. Xavier, I feel for you, young man. I'm with you.
Third and 12. Petty drops it off. Incomplete. Chafin out of the backfield, was open. And now Baylor will have to punt it away.
That exact play worked very well in the first half for a first down on a 3rd and long, where Petty found Chafin on the exact same play. This time, ball a little bit behind him, unable to haul it in. They've done a nice job all night trying to keep it away from Tyreek Hill in the return game. Let's see if Spencer Roth is able to do it again.
Roth punting from his own 9. Hill at his own 30. And Hill picking it up. And wrestled down immediately. Terrence Singleton with the tackle. Fox College Football is sponsored by Allstate, proud supporters of college football. Are you in good hands? McLean Stadium, Waco, Texas. And the Baylor Bears ranked 7th in the nation with a 42-21 lead over Oklahoma State. But this young man, Mason Rudolph, from Rock Hill, South Carolina, Northwestern High School, has performed very well today in his first opportunity to play as a college player. Now Tyreek Hill with a burst of speed, and the track star will roll forward and gain 17 yards. And here is the game summary brought to you by Scott Trade.
You just mentioned Mason Rudolph, 8 of 15, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. First career game. Bryce Petty, second career game with 2 interceptions, but 2 big bombs to open the game up for Baylor. And how about the running game? 5 players with 20 or more rush yards tonight. Baylor doing it on the ground.
First down at 10 of the 47 for the Cowboys. And here's the handoff to Tyreek Hill.
And Gus, now that they've taken the red shirt off of Mason Rudolph, to me, even if Dax Garman is okay next week, Rudolph should play against Oklahoma. You don't take the red shirt off of him this late in the season and not just go with him the rest of the way. It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. I think now that he's been out there getting his feet wet, he should be the quarterback when they play Oklahoma in the finale.
2nd and 6 at the 49. And up again, looking for Washington. That ball hangs in the air. Washington makes the grab. Flag on the play. Tion Wright covering. But Washington making a terrific grab.
All the way to the right, number 28 in white. Remember the post pattern he ran on Howard for the touchdown? Same one against Tion Wright. And Wright just didn't have the size. 5'9", 165.
Defense, number 3. Penalties decline. Result of the play, first down.
Washington is 6-footer. Tion Wright generously listed at 5'9". I think he's a little bit less than that. And Washington bodied him off. Interference call and still made the catch.
A 37-yard gain. First down and 10 at the 12. Here's Hill. Looking, Hill. Out of bounds at the 5. Now, the only thing I'd say about starting him next week at Oklahoma is that they need one more win to become bowl eligible. And if Dax Garman is healthy, you need that win.
Dax Garman has been the quarterback for the 4-game losing streak as well. So it's not all on Dax Garman at all. But to me, now that you've taken the red shirt off, you turned him loose. You're trying to get a win either way. And Rudolph now represents what you're doing for next year. I turn him loose and let him go.
2nd down and 4. In the corner. And a flag. Flag thrown as Brandon Shepard was the intended receiver. And Xavier Howard was all over him.
Pass interference. Defense number 4. Foul occurred in the end zone by rule. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. 1st down.
Like the way Shepard was physical on the route, though. See how they're both pushing on each other? And then on the inside, Howard had a full grasp of Jersey on Shepard.
11 penalties, 61 yards for Baylor. 1st and goal at the 2. Rennie Childs, touchdown Cowboys. 10:44 to play, 42-27.
You know, there's an old adage in football that says that the coaches don't truly pick the quarterback. The team picks the quarterback. And the way that Oklahoma State is responding tonight under Mason Rudolph, seems to me that they're picking him.
So Ben Grogan comes in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. Cowboys showing an ability to move the ball against Baylor. 42-28, a lot of time left. Under the guidance of a true freshman, Mason Rudolph, Oklahoma State had scored the most points they've scored in the last 5 games.
Remember, they had gone 58 straight games scoring 20 or more points in their program. We saw that streak snapped at TCU, remember, 42-9. And since then, it's been 40 points total in the 4-game losing streak until this evening.
Norwood lets this one bounce out of the end zone. Now your NFL Sunday begins on Fox Sports 1 with the NFL Kickoff Show. And then it's America's #1 pregame show featuring a one-on-one conversation between Randy Moss and Tom Brady as they're reunited for the first time since they played together. It all begins tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1, noon Eastern on Fox, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. That should be an interesting conversation.
Sure.
It should start with, Tom, you told me to cut my beard when you wouldn't cut your hair.
And Tom said, yeah, but I throw you the football?
And Randy would say, yes, and I catch it.
And I caught it, and I caught it well. Boy, were they something during that time frame. They were putting it on teams then.
Baylor starts in the 25. High snap handle. Chafin. And Chafin goes down at the 34. Big collision. Jordan Stearns coming up, as well as Seth Jacobs.
It's a big drive here for Baylor. They've got to get a settling drive in and try and get things back in order.
Chafin again. And a 1st down. Up next for the Baylor Bears, Texas Tech. They'll play them in Arlington, Texas. And then they'll wrap up the season against Kansas State. Baylor came into this game winners of 14 straight home games, tied with Alabama for the longest streak in FBS. And Petty moving out of the pocket, decides to run and goes down at the 40. Tackle up top and down low as Emmanuel Agba and Larry Stevens hauls him in.
And that's Baylor's biggest fear right now is Bryce Petty taking a big hit. And he came up slowly after that one. Seth Russell is the backup, and he's played well in limited spots. But Bryce Petty He drives this engine for the Baylor Bears.
Petty, 16 of 27, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Johnny Jefferson gets to the 45 as Jimmy Bean makes the stop. Jimmy Bean, Jr. from Denton. Bryce Petty rounding out his career. And I tell you what, Coach Briles knows how to coach some quarterbacks. He's had some great ones.
Going all the way back to Stevensville High School.
Petty looking underneath. And this is ruled a catch. Jay Lee. When you look at some of the quarterbacks he's coached, Nick Florence, RG3, Case Keenum, Kevin Cobb, Cliff Kingsbury.
Nice catch. It ended up hitting the ground, but if he had possession with his hands, it could do that as long as he had control. It's a little bit short of the first down, so Baylor's going to punt it away again. If you're Oklahoma State, play punt safe and stay alert here.
And a false start against Baylor.
False start. Kicking team number 50. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That's his long snapper, Jimmy Landis. The false start. Those guys snapping the ball tonight have had a few penalties, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Rob sends it away. And it's fair caught at the 22 by Tyreek Hill. All right, let's take a look at the Domino's stat tracker.
Bryce Petty, 249 yards, 2 touchdowns, 207. Shock Linwood, 113 yards on the ground with a touchdown. Devin Chafin has complimented him with 3 touchdowns himself. And James Washington, Oklahoma State, has really come alive here in the second half. Long touchdown catch and another long catch downfield, part of his 114 yards. It's a big drive right here, Gus.
It sure is.
They score. You've got a 1-touchdown game.
From the 22. Rudolph. And sacked from behind by Sean Oakman. Second sack of the evening for Baylor.
The big Oak right there, number 2. Seaton trying to block him, gets past him, and look how he stays with it as he spins away from Seaton, the tight end, number 44, and wrestles Rudolph to the ground.
2nd and 15. Draw play, Hill. And Tyreek Hill taken down at the 21 by KJ Smith. Brings up 3rd down and 8. Make that 3rd down and 11. Rudolph over the middle and caught for a 1st down by Brandon Shepard. Another great throw by the young quarterback.
And notice where they're going to go when they have a play that needs to be made. They're going to find Tion Wright, number 3, who hasn't played much, a little smaller. When you need your play, that's where I would try and go and isolate him until he starts making plays to make you stop doing it.
Mason Rudolph has connected on 8 of his last 10. 1st down. And they hand it off to Tyreek Hill. And he gets a yard. KJ Smith again defensively.
Baylor came into tonight's game thinking if they could put a big number on, they can impress the playoff committee. Right now, that thinking is switched to, let's just win this football game. They are being pressed by an undermanned and outgunned Oklahoma State team that won't go away.
2nd and 9. Rudolph trying to get outside. drops it off and incomplete. Intended for Jeremy Seaton. Mason Rudolph started 2 of 7 since then. Has thrown for 189 yards. Not bad for a true freshman playing in his first college game.
Looks like Washington on right at the bottom of your screen.
3rd down and 9. Rudolph. He's got Glidden. Glidden with a nice catch in traffic, but a flag thrown.
That's a tremendous catch if it stands up. Even if it doesn't, it was a tremendous catch.
Holding offense, number 64. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
Jesse Robinson right here working against Andrew Billings. Molly McGrath told us about his breaking the record in powerlifting of the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, in high school. And on that play, Robinson had the need to hold on to the powerful Billings and wiped away a tremendous catch by Glidden across the middle.
So that brings up 3rd down and 19 to the 27. They need to go to the 46 for 1st down. Mason Rudolph has come up with some timely throws in this game. Goes up the sideline this time. And caught! How about that? Brandon Shepard. The freshman does it again. Did he get in? Now they say no.
Well, they talked it over. Let's see.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. 4th down.
They're going to need to take a look at that one. I thought I saw a foot come down by Shepard. Watch as he goes down to the ground right there.
The previous play is under further review.
And he possessed it through the process of the catch. I think when we come back, this is going to go down as a catch for Oklahoma State.
And if it's a reverse, it'll be a 33-yard gain and a 1st down. Let's join Mike Pereira. Mike, your thoughts?
I think it's absolutely a catch. The right heel hits before the body hits out of bounds, and then the process. Ball securely in his right hand, and he holds on to it. They got to reverse this to a catch.
Yeah, I don't think this is particularly difficult once they look at it either, Mike. It's just what you said. Watch the heel come down. Right heel hits there. Body is not hit. So he's got the ball. Now, body hits. Process of the catch. Did he complete it all the way through? Never lost control. Ball firmly in the right arm against the body. I think this has to be reversed and turned into a catch.
And I agree. The only thing they've got to do under now, while the replay guy is talking to the referee, Mike DeFee, is to get the proper yard line to put it. They'll go back and look at the live shot and get the right yard line to put it in. They won't have to make a clock adjustment since they ruled it incomplete. So it should be fairly easy.
Mike, real quick, I like the way that the officials got together, talked about it, made a ruling, and immediately the replay officials let them know they were going to look at it.
Yeah, and again, that's part of the process, I think, with replay that is good, is to get that decision made quickly, especially you have to now with the way teams get up to the line of scrimmage so quickly. So you have to make that decision in the replay booth quickly. And, of course, we gave him a good replay look also.
The receiver got his right foot down, maintained possession of the ball through contact with the ground. It's a 1st down at the 41-yard line at hash number 5. Please set the game clock to 5:18. 5:18.
And regardless of what happens for Oklahoma State in this game, this young man, Mason Rudolph, has shown us that he's got something. Rudolph tonight in his first appearance in a college game has thrown for more yards than Bryce Petty. He'll throw it again. Over the middle. Picked off. Wow. Oh, Ryan Stewart. Wow.
He made a freshman mistake because he doesn't see Orion Stewart back here, number 28, who just follows his eyes. All he's locked in on is the crossing receiver. Stewart makes the interception, but watch. Rudolph gets knocked down, but who gets up and makes the tackle? Mason Rudolph. Look at this. He's knocked down by Hager. He could have dropped his head and finished it off, but what does he do?
Nice.
He gets up and makes the tackle. Remember when you said this young man has something? He definitely has something because he knows how to compete even when things go against him. Keep an eye on Mason Rudolph going forward.
First down and 10. Petty flicks it out, and this one is received by K.D. Cannon, and Cannon out of bounds inside the 30.
Tremendous play by Orion Stewart, reading the quarterback and coming up with a drive-killing interception that they needed.
Now, there has been a lightning strike in the area. And from 8 miles out, folks, we at Fox Sports lock our cameras down to make sure that our engineers and cameramen are out of harm's way. So this is the angle that you will be receiving for the time being. Devin Chafin. .418 and counting. James Castleman with the tackle. Second down and 7. And it's Chafin running a football. And Chafin will get close to the 20. And once again, folks, if you just joined us, there has been a lightning strike about 5 miles out, and our policy at Fox is to lock our cameras down if the lightning gets as close as 8 miles. So these are the angles that you will be receiving until further notice. Third down and 3. Chafin, and he will not pick up the first down. Jordan Stearns and Kevin Peterson with the tackle.
And this is such a fast-paced team, going deliberate at deliberate speed.
Please set the clock to 3:05. 30-second timeout.
It's still difficult for Baylor because normally when you go this deliberately and you're trying to bleed down the clock, you don't snap it until the play clock says 5 or less, right?
Yes.
They're snapping it at 8 and 9. They're doing the best they can, but they're like, okay, we got to snap this. We can't hold on any longer. Just because they're so used to going so fast all the time, it's hard for them.
So fourth down and 2 coming up for Baylor with 3:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Bears leading at 42-28. Gus Johnson, Charles Davis. Poor Molly McGrath. She's been out in the rain the entire day.
Absolute trooper, though.
Earning her bars. So on fourth down and 2, Bryce Petty will go for it. Devin Chafin lines up next to him in the backfield. And Petty runs it, picks up the first down, and even more. Touchdown. 21 yards. Bryce Petty. Baylor rushing for 318 yards tonight, 5 rushing touchdowns. And the Bears trying to make this a 49-28 game as Chris Callahan comes in to attempt the extra point, and it's good. One more look at the touchdown for Bryce Petty.
Look at this offensive line, which has had a tremendous night in run blocking, especially. Drango just pounding people out of the way. Huge hole, and Petty walks in.
And welcome back. 49-28. Our score from McLean Stadium here in Waco, Texas, as the 7th-ranked Baylor Bears lead the Oklahoma State Cowboys with 3 minutes to go. Tyreek Hill back deep. This one over to the far side and out of bounds as Blake Jarwin goes out of bounds, and a flag has been thrown. Once again, we'd like to apologize to you. Because of lightning, we've had to lock our cameras down and pull our cameramen off their stations. Lightning 5 miles out, our policy at Fox Sports. If lightning is 8 miles away, we pull our guys.
There is no foul on the play. The defender was committed. First down.
So Oklahoma State coming back onto the field. 2:59 to go. It's been a positive experience for Mason Rudolph, the freshman from Rock Hill, South Carolina, playing in his first game. He's done some wonderful things, thrown for 261 yards, 11 of 19, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And he'll hand it off to Rennie Childs. Childs up the sideline and out of bounds at the 45. Ryan Stewart there to usher him out of bounds.
You know, now we've seen Baylor. We saw TCU a few times this year. I'm going to make a statement that I don't think is outrageous. I think both of those teams could easily be in the 4 at the end of the year. I think they're both that good. And this committee's got a tough job on their hands because they've got a plethora of choices right now to make.
Rennie Childs again. You just get the feeling that although they're the defending national champions and they're undefeated, that Florida State, even if they continue to win games, has a chance to maybe not make that 4.
Yeah, and I think that would be a travesty. I mean, if they win games and win out and don't make the 4, then why are we doing this? The idea is to win games, isn't it? That is, be undefeated. And they're a power conference team that would be. And if they're not in it, I mean, I'm already struggling with the idea that they're 3. So the idea they're not in it is really, you just buckled me on that one.
Florida State undefeated.
I mean,
Alabama with the loss, Oregon with the loss, Mississippi State with the loss.
UCLA is playing their way into that discussion with 2 losses. If everything holds up in Los Angeles tonight. People have talked about 2 SECs possibly making it. What about 2 Big 12s possibly making it? The TCU and Baylor that I'm talking about.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 7. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 2nd down.
Brandon Shepard. Let's take a look at what the top 10 is doing today.
Well, this was walkover weekend for most SEC teams because they kind of took a break from, they didn't kind of, they took a break from conference play. Alabama big, Oregon big over Colorado, Florida State at the buzzer over Boston College with a field goal. Mississippi State pounding Vanderbilt. TCU, they're kicking back until Thanksgiving night at Texas. What a doozy that'll be. Ohio State second half, 4th quarter really was big over Indiana. We're watching our game. Ole Miss got jumped on by Arkansas. They won't be in the discussion anymore. UCLA big out at USC.
Here's a play fake. Mason Rudolph firing for Glidden and incomplete. Let's take a look at the remaining schedule for the Baylor Bears. Next week in Arlington, Texas at Jerry's World against Texas Tech. And then the final game, Kansas State.
And in a sense, a title game. Because if Baylor wins that one, if they beat Texas Tech, they're playing for at least a share of the Big 12 title.
Rudolph over the middle. Glidden with the catch. Still running. And he goes down at the 44, a 16-yard gain.
Glidden from Mustang, Oklahoma. But he's a tough competitor, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And the handoff to Tyreek Hill, who gets outside, turns the corner. Hill still moving. And chopped down at the 29 by Tion Wright after a 15-yard gain. And once again, we'd like to inform you that the reason that the cameras look like this is because of lightning, and we've had to pull our field personnel. Tyreek Hill dropped by Andrew Billings with 1:14 and counting. It's been raining since the very beginning of this game, before the game, 2 hours prior. A minute to go. 2nd and 17. Rudolph in the end zone. And incomplete. Intended for Shepard again. So that brings up 3rd down and 17 for Oklahoma State. 1 game remaining. They have a bye next week, and then they'll get ready for Bedlam as they take on Oklahoma in Norman.
And better be ready to tackle Samaje Perine, huh?
That's not easy. Set the single game rushing record today against Kansas. Over the middle, Glidden, a little high and incomplete. Terrell Burt covering.
Burt's a tough guy now. You remember that game with Texas Tech last year when he hit Jason Amaro?
Yes, I remember.
They both left the game. Both later returned. Amaro, an All-American tight end, didn't catch another pass that night. That was a heck of a collision with those two.
4th down and 17 for young Mason Rudolph. Here's Rudolph pumping and has it swiped away from behind. Picked up. And Oklahoma State will turn the ball over on downs with 38 seconds to play.
By rule, the ball will be brought back to the spot where the ball was picked up. The ball goes over on downs to Baylor. 1st down.
But how about Mason Rudolph? He finishes the game 12 of 24 for 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in the first game that he's ever played as a college athlete. Pretty good numbers. Better than pretty good.
And before the game, the debate was, should he even play at all since you've redshirted him this far? But now that they've taken it off, I would be absolutely shocked if he doesn't have the ball when they play Bedlam in Norman in December.
Bryce Petty back on the field as Baylor takes a knee and will let the clock run out. The Baylor Bears continue their glorious season, improving their record to 9-1, 6-1 in the Big 12. Texas Tech is next. And Kansas State to follow. 15 straight wins at home for Baylor. 49-28 the final score.
Seen a lot of good teams around the country. Baylor can stake its claim as being one of those teams. We shall see what the committee says come Tuesday night, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a jump in the poll.
49-28 the final. Baylor will return to Waco to wrap up tonight's game right after these messages. 49-28 the final. The Baylor Bears defeat the Oklahoma State Cowboys, and Baylor continues their magical ride this season. Gus Johnson along with Charles Davis, and the rain came down. It was really driving rain during this game, windy, and I think Baylor showed that they can be versatile. They dominated the game on the ground.
They certainly did, and we think of Baylor as a team that stings you through the air. Well, they did that early, a couple big strikes from Bryce Petty. But after that, it was the ground attack. Shock Linwood, Devin Chafin, they just took total control. Offensive line handled the line of scrimmage. Oklahoma State was game and deserves all the kudos, but Baylor controlled this game from the start, dominated it thoroughly.
And the FS1 play, it was early on, second play of the game.
Yeah, that's Bryce Petty finding Jay Lee for the big strike downfield. That set the tone. And folks, Fox Sports Live, that play could be, forget it, that play is the one.
All right, the one for us is Molly McGrath, and she's on the field with Coach Briles.
Coach, you told me at the half that your offense was hot and cold. How did you win despite that inconsistency?
You know, we got a good football team. Good football teams find ways to win. That's what we did. I mean, it's, whether it wasn't, you know, quite conducive to, you know, really offensive ball tonight, but, you know, we found a way to win. Our crowd was good, and that's all we want to do is win and get one step closer to the Big 12 championship.
Your defense saw a quarterback that no one in college football has ever seen before tonight. How did they get this done against him?
Oh, I mean, I thought the guy played really well, and you know, we just need to play. We've had, you know, 2 games really in a 4-week span, so tonight was good, getting back on the field and playing. We know what we got coming up. We got 2 good games against good football teams, and you know, we're going to try to finish strong.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats.
All right, next week we kick things off Thanksgiving evening with TCU at Texas on Fox Sports 1. Friday, it's Arizona taking on Arizona State on Fox. Then on Saturday, catch Kansas versus Kansas State on Fox Sports 1. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's your late local news. For Charles Davis and Molly McGrath, I'm Gus Johnson saying so long from Waco, Texas. Big night for the Baylor Bears.